ಶ್ರೀ ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಮಠ ಈ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜಿಸುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಒಂದೇ ಉದ್ದೇಶ, ಸನಾತನ ಧರ್ಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಚಾರ, ಅರಿವು ಮೂಡಿಸೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಈ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಧರ್ಮ, ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಒನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಲೀಡ್ ಅ ಪೀಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಈ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತಹ ವಾಗ್ಮಿಗಳು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವರು ಹಿಂದುತ್ವದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ನಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗಳ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಕೇವಲ ಸನಾತನ ಧರ್ಮ, ರಾಯರ ಪ್ರವಚನಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಹಿಂದುತ್ವದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿನ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುಂಪನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಘವನ್ನ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಕುಮಾರಿಯವರನ್ನ, ಇವರು ರಾಜಯೋಗದ ಟೀಚರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಗೈಡ್ ಕೂಡ, ಹಾಗೂ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಶಿವಮಣಿ ಅವರು ಮೂಲತಃ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಹಾಗೂ ವೆಲ್ ನೋನ್ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನಲ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಕೂಡ. ಇವರು ನೂರಾರು ಸೆಷನ್ ಗಳನ್ನ, ಇಂಥದ್ದೇ ಒಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಮೀಡಿಯಾ, ಟಿವಿ, ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ಫುಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಕುಮಾರಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಭಗವದ್. ಅದು ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿರುವಂತಹ ಸ್ಥಳ, ಹಾಗೂ ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್. ಈಗ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ವಿತ್ ಆಲ್ ದ AI ಆಗಿ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಈ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು 5,000 ವರ್ಷ ಹಿಂದೆ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪವಿತ್ರ ಗ್ರಂಥ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ದೇವರ ಮೂರ್ತಿ, ದೇವರ ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಹೊರತು ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಅದನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದು ಓದಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಸಾರವನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೋತೀವಿ, ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ತನ್ನದೇ ಆದ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳು ನಮಗೆ. ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಮಹಾಜ್ಞಾನಿ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಹೇಳಿದಂತಹ ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಮನುಷ್ಯ, ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ನಮ್ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನಮಗ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ವಾಕ್ಯ.
In our day-to-day life, we have so many type of stress. 3-year child also feel tension. When he sit to study, that time our parents talk there. The child say that I get tension, I'm stressed, don't talk here. Parents are laugh. Why he feel tension here? But he don't know the word of tension or stress, but he feels stress. Nowadays, everybody feel stress. Everybody want to overcome from stress. But how we overcome? In Gita, God says so many things. From Gita, we overcome from stress. Because Gita teaches life lesson. How to stay happy, how to free from stress, Gita teaches.
ಈ ಸೆಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ನಿಜ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಗ್ರಂಥ, ಒಂದು ದೇವರ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋರು ನಾವು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗೋದು ಸಹಜ. ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಯಾಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೂಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ಬಹುದು? ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನನಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರಿ. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ರೂಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್. ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲೀಶೇಡ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲೀಶೇಡ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಈ ನಿಮಿಷ ನಾವು ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ನಾವು ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿ ಡಿಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್? ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಆ ಕೊಂಡಿನ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ವಿತೌಟ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫ್ರೂಟ್? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕರ್ಮ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ?
ವಾದಿಕಾರಸ್ತೆ ಮಾ ಫಲೇಶು ಕದಾಚನ ಮಾ ಕರ್ಮಫಲ ಹೇತುರ್ಭುರ್ ಮಾತೆ ಸಂತುಸ್ತ ಕರ್ಮಣಿ. Means you do action, but you don't have authority to receive fruit. You think about the receiving of fruit. You don't have that authority. But nowadays, everyone first think about fruit. What fruit I get from this action? Some persons think I did this. Because of me, it will happen. Everyone think like that. But if God don't give power to me to do that work, we can't do anything. But we don't think. Nowadays, when we see nature, tree gives fruits, but tree don't expect anything from us. In the same way, river give water, but river don't expect anything from us. But we expect so many things from so many peoples. That cause stress. Expectation cause stress. We have to dedicate our work to God, because when we start work, first we remember God. When we start work, we remember God and say, God, please help me in this work. After that, when we doing that work, that time so many problems are come. That time also we say, God, please help me. After that, when fruits come, that time we say, I did this, I did this. That time I forget God.
ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ದೇವ್ರು ಇತ್ತು, ಅವನ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಇತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಮರ್ತ್ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ವಿ. ಖಂಡಿತ ನಿಜ. ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಈಗ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಒಂದು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಮೆಥಡ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು?
So in Gita, God says, do karma yoga. Karma yoga means we have to do action, but we have to stay in yoga. Yoga means we have to remember God, and from our hand we have to do action, but from our mind we have to remember God. When we stay in the stage of karma yogi, that time we dedicate our work to God. When we dedicate our work to God, God gives victory. We gain victory that over that work, but we don't feel I did this.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯೋಚನೆ, ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಯೋಗ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಂಡ್? ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯೋಗ ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಮಗೆ ತಲೆಗೆ ಬರೋದೇ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್. ಯೋಗ ನಾವು 24 ಗಂಟೆಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಯೋಗ ಅನ್ನೋ?
In yoga, there are so many types of yoga. When we sit in meditation, that is also one type of yoga, meditation, dhyana yoga. But in Gita, God teaches two type of yoga. One is karma yoga, another one is Raj yoga. Raj yoga means we sit in meditation and we remember God. We take power from God. But when we do karma yoga, that time we do work with our hand, but we remember God with our mind. If you are cooking in kitchen, you cook by hand, but your mind thinks so many things. We don't concentrate on cooking.
Very true. Very true.
We remember so many person in that time. In the same way, we have to remember God. That is karma yoga, because you remember any person in that time when you are cooking. In that time, if you remember any person, what you feel when we remember any person, that time we remember that thing only. He say like this, he say like this, he give me this type of sadness, he defame me. That thing we remember. We remember any person, we have to remember that thing only. When we remember any person, our mind becomes sad. If we remember God, when we do action, God gives power to me, because when we remember God, our mind become happy, and when our mind become happy, our action become elevated.
Very true. Very well said. I am old enough to understand, not understand, at least even give a thought about the concept you just shared. How would I explain this to a child? ಒಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷನೂ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂತದ್ದು ನೀ ಮಾಡೋ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವರ ಧ್ಯಾನ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ನಾ ಕರ್ಮ ಯೋಗನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್?
In Gita, starting first page, we have that shloka, Ch Pita Tomeva Tomeva Bandhuscha Saka Tomeva. Means God is our mother, our father, He is our friend, He is everything to me. When we feel God is everything to me, He is my mother, He is my father, then that relationship builds. When relationship builds, we don't have to practice yoga in the difficult way. When you remember your mother, it is difficult to you.
It's natural. It is my habit to remember.
There is bondage. Bondage is there with your mother, with your father, with your friend, because you have connection with them. In the same way, when we feel God is my father, God is my mother, then we have that connection. That time, from our hand we do work, but from our mind we have that connection. So we can't forget God that time.
It is difficult first to gain the focus and then think about God, think about practicing.
If you saying about your child,
Yes.
if child always remember their friends, if he make God as his friend, in Gita also we know in Mahabharata, Arjuna make Shri Krishna his friend, so he always stay with Shri Krishna. Always Shri Krishna helps Arjuna. In the same way, if we stay with God, God is my friend, feel God is always with me, He helps always with me.
That's a very, very good concept. We never treat God as friend, to be honest with you. God is God. Yeah, we put it in a very supreme level. So someone to talk to God also we set aside a time. But that should not be the case. We should be able to communicate with the God anytime, not just
Actually,
like
see, God is my friend.
correct.
In the shloka also, Tomeva Matascha Pita Tomeva Tomeva Bandhuscha Saka Tomeva Saka.
Yes,
Means
that's
he is
why I
my
think
friend.
Krishna chose only Arjuna for his Virat Rupa, and that's why a friend is more closer than anybody else. I think that's why Arjuna was the chosen one.
Childrens, when they go to school, they talk with their friends. They have bondage with their friends, but that friends don't help them to become free from stress. But they make God friends. God helps them.
So that's an interesting way of looking at a stress or a situation where we are really stressed or nervous. That's interesting point. You actually put a seed in my mind to think it that way. That's really nice. So we are in a difficult situation now. Let me just move slightly away from that. India, I mean, the whole world is in a war today as we speak. It has become a Kurukshetra, to be honest. How would Arjuna broke down in the battle? He could not. He put his arms down. He said, I cannot continue the battle because all my loved ones are being killed. I'm too stressed. How can we mirror that kind of stress in today's life? I'm not going on a war, to be honest, but still I'm so much stressed. Every day I wake up with the stress, oh my God, what should I do today? I need to get to work. I need to get my kids ready to school. Stress I feel is equally there in my life too. I'm not going to any war. How this connection is there between the stress? You think they are similar, or am I stressing myself for small petty things?
In Gita, in first chapter, first shlok, Dhritarashtra asked to Sanjay, Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yutsavaha mamakaha pandavascheva kima kurvati Sanjay. Means the holy place, Dharma kshetra, now become Kurukshetra, battlefield. There, my sons and Pandavas, what they do there? They are doing where they go to fight. Because first that is Dharma kshetra, means that is the holy place. Now it become Kurukshetra. In the same way, our life is also first Dharma kshetra, holy place. Now our life is also become Kurukshetra. You say that Arjuna put his arms because he don't want to fight. In the same way, because the fighting is started in his mind. How can I fight? First fighting is started in the mind of Arjuna. In the same way, nowadays we are struggling with us in our mind because we have two type of thoughts. One is positive, one is negative. One thought say that I have to help them, I have to give happiness to them. Another thought say that no, I have to give sadness to them because they also give sadness to me, they cheated me. Because it is the fighting in our mind whole day. That fighting also in our mind because whole day we are in battlefield. We are struggling with our mind. This is one type of battle. Another type of battle in our life is we are struggling with our relatives. In that Mahabharat war also, they are brothers. Kauravas and Pandavas are brothers, but they are fighting with each other because of kingdom, because of property, because of land. In the same way, nowadays, same brothers fight with each other because of same land, same property.
Exactly. That's what is happening as we speak. Yes. Or is happening. The same reason. We don't have Krishna there, unfortunately.
Nowadays, everyone's life become battlefield. Then, who gave me that knowledge in that battlefield? Sri Krishna give to Arjuna. We hear in scripture. But nowadays, we also want that knowledge because we are in battlefield. Our life become battlefield. So now also we have to take that knowledge from God. That helps us become free from stress.
Very true. That's exactly my next point. When we say we have to get that knowledge from God, of course we have the scripture, we have Bhagavad Gita. There it's been translated into so many hundreds of languages, millions of copies sold, and tons of videos flying on the internet. How do I practically, or which verse, how do I select those verses where I can get an instant, because this is a generation of everything happening instantly. Just Google everything for answer. We don't have time to sit and listen to someone who is ready to give us some advice. We just want answers quickly. You think Bhagavad Gita can give me answers that quickly? 100%. How do I
Because
find it?
nowadays so many people read Bhagavad Gita and hear Bhagavad Gita, but they don't feel happiness and their life don't become peaceful. Because when they read or hear, they think it is for Arjuna. It is for Arjuna. God said to Arjuna, when we think like that, it is not for me, it is for Arjuna, then we don't
Relate
get
ourselves
to that knowledge. When we think this knowledge is for me, God is giving this knowledge to me, then we change ourselves. It's all about perspective. So great persons in this world, so many great persons say that when any problem comes in our life, if we open any page of Gita, there is solution to our problem. When we think it is for me, then we get solution from Gita.
It sounds so simple, to be honest with you. I mean, I have not read the entire from page to page, but I've picked few verses in my life whenever I feel low. I pick, and like you said, I always read from the perspective of Arjuna and Krishna, not that Krishna is openly giving advice to any common person who can relate to the situation. I think again you have put a very interesting, or I would say, uh, a seed in everybody's mind now that look at it as Krishna is telling to you. Don't look at it as Krishna is only telling to Arjuna, so that I can relate Gita more to myself and find answers to the problems I have.
Because this much knowledge God not give to one person. That's 700 shlokas, 18th chapter, not for one person. It is for whole world.
Very true. Very true. I mean, there is no word I could now I could connect or tell people that yes, it is kind of an enlightenment. Though I have watched so many videos, though I've heard so many live, Bhagavad Gita or somebody preaching, but it is every time, and every time you read it is different. Each time you read Bhagavad Gita, you find different versions of it on your own, and to connect it, that's the point where it connects to you. So you put it very, very beautifully. Managing stress, or how to work. And when you talk about stress, you talk about reading a verse from Bhagavad Gita. You spoke about two types of yoga. One is the karma yoga, the other one is Raja Yoga. Karma yoga, you briefly speak about doing actions, just doing actions and being 100% giving it 100% a shot without thinking anything else. Now,
What happened when we expect anything that gives us sadness? If your relation comes to your home, your relatives comes to your home, you feed them so many variety food. Then you think, when I go to their home, they also feed me variety food. Another day you go to their home, but they don't ask one cup of water. What you feel?
I am a human, to be honest. Let me give an honest answer, because I'm sitting in a beautiful temple. I can't yes, I will feel bad.
I'm bad because I have expectation. I am feeding them. They also have to feed me. This expectation, small expectation, only for food. This type, we have so many type of expectation in our life that cause stress.
So in this generation, we say, even if I remain as a human, it's the greatest achievement I can do. Sister, you're talking that I should become beyond a bit of human nature, which is a difficult thing to practice. But it can be achieved, like you said, it can be achieved. It is not something difficult to practice. So from the Karma Yoga, slightly moving to Raja Yoga, that is meditation. I have tried, to be honest, I have tried to sit and meditate, but I have been unsuccessful. Like, my mind wanders. Like, if I'm sitting, my mind gets what should I get for dinner? Any moment my children become hungry, then oh my God, tomorrow I have a presentation. I couldn't even sit 2 minutes straight, which is the first point. Or where can someone like me pick up things, even starting with the Raj Yoga meditation? Where can I start? What could be the first step?
In Bhagavad Gita, in total Mahabharata, God teaches us Raj Yoga. Raj Yoga is the oldest yoga in this world. There are so many type of yoga: Hatha Yoga, Karma Yoga, Sannyasa Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, so many type of yoga. But family member can't do that type of yoga. If you sit in Hatha Yoga, stand with one leg, it is possible whole day. Sannyasa Yoga, you left everything and stay in the forest, it is possible. It is not possible to.
Oh, I wish I could. But
It is not possible to family member. But Raj Yoga, God teaches Arjuna. Arjuna is a family member. He is not a sannyas. Family member learn this yoga because God teaches that yoga we have to balance with our family and with God, connection with God. When we do meditation, meditation give me that much power to stay with family with happiness. So we have to practice that yoga. God only teaches Raj Yoga. It is the Raja means king, king of all yoga. How many types of yoga? It is the word of Sanskrit. Yoga means connection. If you remember anybody, your connection with that person, your yoga with that person. If you remember any person, your yoga with that person. If you remember any deity, your connection with that deity. If you remember God, your connection with God. Raj Yoga means connection with God. When we connect with God, you are connect your mobile daily with the current. When you connect your mobile with current, your mobile become charged. If you don't connect with current, then what happens? You have mobile, but that is not come to use. In the same way, if you don't connect with God, we don't get power. So nowadays, what happened? Our mind become too weak. So many times we say that my mind become weak. I don't have that much power to face this situation. I don't have that much power to hear these words. If anyone defame me, I can't hear that because I don't have that much power. We are saying like this. Then where our power is gone, we are using daily our mind power, but we are not charging our mind. We are charging our mobile phone. We have time to charge our mobile phone, but we don't have time to charge our mind. So what happened? Daily using our mind, power decreases. So our mind become disturbed, our mind become unhappy, our mind becomes sad. So we have to now connect with God. God is the main power. We connect mobile with current. In the same way, God is the supreme power, main power of this world. When we connect that almighty authority God, our mind, God give power to us. That power makes us free from all type of stress.
It is like, everybody in this fast world, like you said, we do not have time to connect with God. We have time for anything else. Very, very true. That is another point. Along with stress management, we should have a session on time management too. 24 hours is definitely sufficient to set aside at least 10 minutes, doing even meditation or focusing on one thing, at least God. It is slightly my next question. You are a Brahmin, not attached to any religion. You just say God. You do not have an idol. You do not, idolize, or you do not have. Do you have a name for your God?
Shiva.
Shiva. Yes. So that is a Hindu God. So why did
But
you?
we say that God is one.
Yes.
For all religions.
For all religions. So not any particular religion. Why did you choose Sri Raghavendra Swami Math for your session? Of course, Bhagavad Gita is to be honest, it is beyond religion. If one reads Bhagavad Gita, there is no mention of religion, to be honest. Krishna just says what to do and how to perform. So why did you, what came to your mind to choose this as your location?
Last week when I come to Slough for Bhagavad Gita lecture, that time some sisters from Karnataka, they are talking in Kannada. I asked, where are you from? They said, we are here. I asked, I want to take one lecture in Kannada. Because I come from Karnataka, I want to take one lecture in Kannada. And they said, because so many people, they don't understand Kannada.
Oh, okay.
So I said, I want to take one lecture in Kannada. The sister said, here, one Raghavendra Math. When I hear that word, I know Mantralaya, Raghavendra Math. We are giving so many lectures in so many Raghavendra temples in Karnataka. We have connection with the temple, and this is amazing temple, I know. So when I hear that word, I have to do there. Fantastic. I said that sister, you go and you ask, we have to do there.
No, this is amazing.
Because Raghavendra Swamiji is also in that way.
Yes, the yogi.
Yes.
Everything.
And also they also learn and teach Gita.
Yes.
They also do too much meditation for people. They are doing now also they are serving with settle form so many people.
Yes. Raghavendra Swami is the epitome of detachment. He detached himself with everything, dedicated his life to God. Definitely a most consecrated place and a very beautiful topic, sister. In a very high stress moment, we all get. Maybe you will not get because you've been practicing yoga, or you are most in a very calm state of mind, I suppose. But for me, there would be a very high stress moment in life, or maybe a child going to exam. Now the A-levels exam here are happening. A child will be very stressed entering the exam hall. At a particular time, how do we manage? Is there a practical way that can calm us down? Is there a verse in Bhagavad Gita that I can chant at that point?
In Gita, God says this, Dukkeshu anudvikmanaha, sukeshu viktatasprubha. Vitaraga, who always stay in the stable form. When sorrow comes, he don't become sad. He don't feel sadness. When happiness comes, he don't feel too much happy. That person become free from fear and he free from anger. He is like a great person. He is like a knowledgeable person. So we have to stable in both stage. Means if sorrow comes to our life, we have to feel happy. If happiness comes, that time also we don't become too much happy. That time also we have to stay happy. That Bhagavad Gita teaches us. If we stay in that stage, we don't think fear about anything. Because what is fear? First we think, what is fear? Fear is not in things. Fear is not in person. Fear is one thought of our mind. I am scared. I am scared. If I feel I have fear, I become fear. Some person have fear about fire. Some person have fear about water. But if that water have that much power to scare us, then every person become scared when they see water. But so many people enjoy water. That means water does not give us fear, but we feel, I have fear, I have fear. In the same way, nobody scares us, but we feel, when I see him, I become scared. We feel that in the same way, examination fear also, paper is same. Thousands of people are write that exam, they become pass. We are also writing that exam. Exam don't have any fear. That is our thought. We have to teach that to our child. Examination is not a fear. You are a fearless soul. Daily, if that children practice, I am fearless soul, I am fearless soul, I am a courageous soul, then he become free from fear.
Very true, very true. I think also when you said, we should tell our children to practice that, I think it is also for the parent to tell themselves that it is okay for the child. Whatever happens, let it happen. Not stress the child out. Maybe parent, like, someone very competitive along with the children. Even parents are very competitive. And they want their children to be best in everything. Maybe that also adds a lot of stress to the child. And along with the child, we should also teach ourselves that, it's okay. It is okay that, whatever it is, they should not be stressed. And when they see us, maybe they will also calm down. I think that is again a very important, more of preaching telling the child, it is more of self-preach.
The fear comes from where? Parents putting that fear on the child mind. We have to put that thing, you are courageous. You don't get fear.
Yes, that is one thing. That is something we have to practice, so that when we are calm, when we tell our children that it is all right, it is just another exam, you don't have to worry, maybe then they will calm down. Because if ourselves are very, very stressed about their exam, and obviously it will transfer that negative energy to them, and they will also feel stressed.
And also if they do meditation daily morning 5 minutes, their mind also become calm. Then they study, they remember everything.
Bhagavad Gita is in Sanskrit and very much is known as the sacred or a holy scripture of Hindu religion. So how can this be connected? Someone who doesn't know Sanskrit, someone who doesn't follow Hinduism, how can Bhagavad Gita connect to those?
I already told, Gita is for whole world. Gita is not one person. Gita is not for one religion. Because God is belong to whole world. God is father of whole world. God teaches to whole world. God give happiness to every soul. Because God is the father of every soul. So it does not belongs to any one person.
I mean, if I say,
in Gita there is life lesson in Gita. Gita teaches us how to live with happiness.
Yes. So would you share with us some of the verses which everybody can on a daily basis? Or would you want to share some of the verses which you think is more practical and applicable in daily life?
One shloka, God always say that you always think I am a soul. But nowadays we think we are body. In Kurukshetra also, when Arjuna becomes attached to her relatives and he said, I don't fight with them. That time God gave the knowledge of play the Yatyapu na shosheti maruta. Means we can cut this body through weapons, but we can't cut soul by any weapon. We can fire from fire, we can destroy this body, but soul cannot destroyed by any fire. Means soul is immortal. So think I am a soul. When we think I am a soul, we have in my side, I have that much of peace because soul is a peaceful soul. We always say that I want peace of mind. Mind is in soul. When we feel I am a soul, we don't need to search peace outside because peace is inside me. When I think I am a soul, I feel I am a peaceful soul. I am a loveful soul. I am a happy soul. I am a powerful soul. Whatever I want, that is in me only. But nowadays, everyone searching that outside.
Yeah, most of what we think, any generation, I will not attach any certain generations, old, my age, younger than me. We all attach ourselves to materialistic happiness, like big house, big car, money, travel. Those give us happiness.
But so many people have so many things in their life, but also they don't happy. They don't have happiness in their life because happiness don't come from outside. It is in my inside.
Very, very true. Very well said.
When we feel I am a soul, I feel I am a happiest soul. So every day morning when we wake up, that time we have to practice. I am a peaceful soul. I am a peaceful soul. Then whole day I stay in peace. If every morning I feel I am a happiest soul, whole day I stay in happiness.
That's an amazing affirmation. I think we should practice that every day. Tell ourselves, I'm peaceful. I'm happy today. That is a wonderful thought to begin the morning. Any other verse you think you can? I mean, this is very practical, very achievable also, to be honest.
Means God say that first you have to forget your body and bodily relations. You have to dedicate yourself to me. Then I make you free from all type of sin and I will give you liberation. Now everybody want liberation from sadness, liberation from bondage. God gives us liberation. But first we have to dedicate ourselves to God. So first we have to forget our body and bodily relations. First I have to think I am soul. I dedicate myself to Supreme Soul God. Then we dedicate our mind to God. Then God make free from us from all type of sins.
That's again a very beautiful thought. Again, closely related to detachment. I want to detach all the mortal or the body limiting instincts so that I achieve a higher self myself. So that's again a very good affirmation for the day. Is there anything else, any other verse you want to share with us?
In Gita, God said, you have to remember me. We have to remember God always. In Gita, that last shloka is also there. We have to stay with God. When we stay with God, then we gain victory in every action. Everyone want victory. But when we get that victory, when we stay with God, God make us victorious.
That is amazing. I mean, it's not like you're alone. God is there with you all the time. There shouldn't be a moment that, when you feel stressed, when you're nervous.
In Gita, when Mahabharat war starts, Duryodhana went to Sri Krishna. Duryodhana go to Sri Krishna's home. Sri Krishna is left. That time Arjuna also came there. That first Duryodhana came there. Duryodhana sit in front of the head of Sri Krishna. Last Arjuna came, he sit in front of his leg. When Sri Krishna wake up, first he saw Arjuna because he is in front of his leg. He saw Arjuna and Sri Krishna asked, what do you want? Why you come here? That time Duryodhana said, first I come. You have to ask me. Then Arjuna also told that, no, I am come late. He come first. You have to ask him. Then Sri Krishna asked, what do you want? Then Duryodhana said that, I want your Akshuni Sena, millions of your warriors for this battlefield. Sri Krishna said, you take. Duryodhana become very happy. If I take whole soldier from Sri Krishna, Arjuna will definitely lose lose the battle. Then after that, Shri Krishna asked Arjuna, "What do you want?" Arjuna said, "I don't want anything. I want you. You have to stay with me." Then in whole Mahabharata, after that, who gained victory? Arjuna gained victory because he chose Shri Krishna. In the same way, if we choose God, we feel God is always with me, then whole world is against to me, then also I become weak. Because God is with me, God is the Almighty authority, He makes us victorious.
Very true. Very, very beautifully connected and also depicted and also proved, hence proved that, Arjuna with not much resources compared to, Kauravas, they still won the big battle. Is there anything else you want to share?
In Gita, God says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata, abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujami. Means God say, when people become wise people and dharma become destroyed, that time I come to this world and I again establish dharma in this world. Means God comes when people become people fighting with each other because of I am great, I am great. Nowadays, so many dharmas are there. They are fighting with each other because I am great, I am great. But dharma is for why? Dharma is for dharana. Dharma is for remember God. But what happened nowadays? Everyone is fighting. And everyone is fighting. This is the time again God give promise to us. I come that time when dharma become destroyed. I come and I destroyed every adharma and I establish dharma, Sanatana dharma. God again established Sanatana dharma. This is the time because every person is in battlefield. Everyone's life is nowadays become battlefield. Everyone become peaceless. So again now God is come to this world. God establishing again the golden age, Suvarna Yuga, Satyuga. He come to establish that Shri Krishna Puri, where Shri Krishna lives. God come to establish that world. If we remember that God and we now also get God, knowledge from God, that Gita Gnan from God, then we also go to that Krishna Puri. Everyone want, I have to stay with Shri Krishna. Every mother say, I have son like Shri Krishna. I want son like Shri Krishna. Every girl say, I have husband like Shri Krishna. If you want child like Shri Krishna, we have to go to Shri Krishna's world. We have to like to go to Shri Krishna's world. Then we have to remember God and we have to receive all dharanas like Shri Krishna. Means whatever virtues in Shri Krishna, we have to accept that virtues in our mind and we have to dharana. हमें वो धारण मतलब धारणा करना है, धारणा ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕದನ್ನ. Then we become like deity, like Shri Krishna. Then we go to Shri Krishna's world. That is the time now. That is it is the battle. It started here.
Yes.
God is also here. God is giving that knowledge. We have to do two things. One is here, knowledge of Satya Gita Gyan from God. And again, we have to meditate.
Yes. So beautifully put, sister. And so many practical suggestions given how to practice or how to understand Bhagavad Gita in a day-to-day life, which is quite an eye-opener for me also. Always we give excuses of not having time, we are stressed, we are nervous. That is the time I think we should start practicing, we should start really start understanding Bhagavad Gita. Thank you so much, sister, for your time and sharing your knowledge and experience with us today, and also accepting our invitation. Thank you so much. We will have Sister Rekha to share her thoughts on Bhagavad Gita.
Stress management.
Stress management. Sister, your thoughts on stress management. I think it would be less how much ever we discuss and connect to all ages, all generations. And there is no level of stress. Stress is stress. Nobody says I'm 10% stressed today. Someone doesn't say I'm 90% stressed today. Stress is stress, even for a 3-year-old, for 30-year-old, for 90-year-old. So how would you like to sum up, or how would you like to say, or how would you put in relation to Bhagavad Gita?
One of the foundation teachings we understand As that it was also mentioned before, this aspect of seeing ourselves as this being, the soul, quite separate from this. It comes the very beginning of the Gita, the chapters, in the first few chapters of the Gita. And it is probably the basis of the entire Gita. And so really understanding that I am this being, quite separate from the body, can really help me see another perspective. A perspective which is not so much materialistic, which is a little bit more prominent. Because what causes stress is things that are temporary. We often say that fear is because fear of losing something. It could be losing your identity, it could be losing your position, losing your relationships. But fear and stress is again caused because of our thinking. So the first thought that we learn is that I'm a being of light. And as soon as I have the thought in my mind, I'm already separating myself from the things that are temporary, isn't it? Because we have forgotten. In Gita is a scripture that's reminding us. Raj Yoga, God's teachings, are reminding us of who we really are. So as soon as I have this understanding, the other understanding that comes is that my original qualities, like fire has heat, fire has light, water is food. In the same way, my original qualities, the soul, is that of peace, love, very beautiful. And because I'm looking for this outside, and I find it sometimes, don't find it sometimes. It's pain and pleasure together. But when I understand myself that I'm this being of light, I'm the soul, then I can access these and something like that. And what happens very simply, like you were talking about affirmations, right? So as I remind myself that this is who I am, I have that access. So I'm not just repeating that I'm peaceful soul, I'm reminding myself I am. So the more I experience that, the more I will bring it into action. Very true. So the atmosphere today is very peaceful. You go into a peaceless atmosphere, we get influenced. Even if we are peaceful, go into peaceful, you hear two things, and then you also start thinking. So spending a few minutes in the morning, spending a few minutes in the night, really reminding who I am, and really experience the peace and love within myself. Just this much can do magic.
That's something I would take it from here this evening. A beautiful thought. Easier said than done. But the first step is always when you do it the first time. And it becomes your nature after that. Like how we build a muscle memory. Like learning to ride a bicycle, learning to swim. After you learn it, it becomes your nature to muscle remember. Like reminding myself, it becomes memory of my mind. I will start thinking positively every day by doing it every day.
Do you think we could have just 2 minutes of that now?
Yes,
Practice?
yes,
Sure.
sure.
And so that you can take that experience.
Definitely. Yes.
So it's very simply, it's very simple. All we're doing is just creating a few thoughts, guiding my mind to experience my inner reality. So I will just share a few thoughts now, and together, would everyone want to sit sitting comfortably? Just completely relax. Take a few deep breaths and let go of any tension you may be holding. So the body is completely relaxed from head to toe. And for the next few minutes, I'd like to go on an inner journey to experience the true self that I am. And for this, I bring my attention to the center of my feet and I visualize the tiny spark of light, like how you would visualize any object. Visualize tiny star sparkling in the center of the feet. And very gently, as I bring my attention totally to this point of light, I become aware that this is my true form. I am a being and I experience peace within me. I am a being of peace. In this state of peace, rays of peace radiate from me into this body, into this room, and out into the world. As I experience this peace and my true form. I gently come back to this moment in this body. And I keep this peace, experience of peace with who I am. And I share this through my thoughts, words, and actions. Om Shanti. Om, I'm a being with light. Shanti. I am.
And most of us, this the thing we want is everyone here is in a state where nothing is coming to mind, even to speak for us. Quite an energized state, I would say. Thank you, sister, for giving us this profound moment. Wish and hope that we all can practice this regularly. Thank you so much for your thoughts, sharing your thoughts. Your thoughts. Well, I have, to be honest, I'm lost of words with the state of mind I am in now. Your few words.
This is very easy, just like sister said, and we practice it practically. But for children, for any age, just sit and train your mind. Mind is like powerful weapon. But how can I use that power? So simply when you also said that when I sit in meditation, here and there. But I never trained my mind what to do and what not to do. Because its nature is one, like a monkey here. So if I train a monkey, it works for me. So in the same way I say, just sit simply and take a moment, just relax your body. And when you say, I am a peaceful soul, immediately you remember, oh, I need to do next session, I have forgot, maybe car is parking right way or not. It goes, I need to reply each and every thought. Okay, after this meditation, I will do. Any thought comes, doesn't matter, whichever, useful, ordinary, or I need to reply my mind. After this 5 minutes, I will do. So every time I am reminding my mind like this, then it recognizes when they sit for meditation, they don't. So it's consciousness. If I train my conscious, then it will work for me. So after that, it will don't put any thoughts in front of you. It works like a personal secretary. So then what is next? So I need to know one. So okay, I will say I am peaceful. So it says in these many years you never said. What is the new thing comes? How I believe. So I need to convince my mind. Yes, now I got this. Now, in practically I can say, or medically I can prove that if I live body, who am I? This is my hand. I never say I hand. This is my hand. Who is saying that?
I'm telling to myself. My mind.
Yeah, your mind. But that is different from this body, right? My leg, my eyes, my head is paining, my heart is faster, beating faster. I never say I heart. I never say I leg. So I need to recognize, I need to convince my mind, yes, this is I, not this body. So then it recognizes. Okay, if you are soul, what is the shape? Where are you? So just like sister said, you can focus center of the head. So in medically they say, in scientific way I can say, where the pituitary gland and hypothalamus joins, there is a fluid. So in that shiny particle, so up to that level they gone to research. So that's why I focus to center of my forehead. That's why we put tilak. That's why we said my fortune or whatever. So that is the simple way how to convince my mind, how to give proof to my mind to recognize. Then what next? So like sister said, it has by default inbuilt of 7 values like knowledge, power, peace.
Related to 7 chakras.
Again, it deviation. 7 chakras in this body. This is beyond body. So in chakra meditation, when you open your eyes, the meditation ends and you feel in infinity. But here, we start from that infinity. When sometimes you need to give medicine for roots. You can't spray on the leaves and you can't rid off from that disease. So this is medicine for root. I am the root. The soul is the root. That is the root cause. So that needs power. So it goes to same. So innate qualities. Soul, from that moment, we start meditation. So when the soul gets relax more, the body itself heals. Because in science they say this body made of 70 trillion cells, or some more or less, but they say like each and every my thought, these 70 trillion cells is following it. If I say I am great, the cells also start great. If I say I kick you, the cells which are connected for the kick, it recognizes my command and thought. So if I say I'm peaceful soul, all the cells has inbuilt. Whatever the soul have the qualities, the cells also DNA information. If I get anger, it is not in my DNA. The cells need to fight each other. The fight starts from the first in myself. Fight each other to express that anger. But when you smile, it has inbuilt, no need to fight. So the simple thing, you can explain children also. Always, what is darkness? It doesn't have any identity, existence. The absence of light is darkness. Even the stress is absence of what my quality is. Recognizing myself. You can tell story like to children. So you are this, not that. It is only 0.01% in your life. The life is 99% more. So why you are focusing 1% only your life? If you believe this is only 1%, then it's not stress. 99% I have things. I always remember when Vivekananda came to UN, the Bhagavad Gita kept in under all these granthas. If he's stressed, why these people put it? He never gets solution. He saw it simply, and he just removed the Gita and all the other scriptures fall down. So then he explained, this is the foundation. So like that, I no need to explain the problem or thinking about problem. It's fine. What can I do for it? So that is me.
Very, very beautifully explained. Very profound thoughts. Could connect it to a common person like me. Thank you so much.
One last thing, the meditation is reunion with my father, but I need to train. Like Raghavendra Swami is very much worshipped Hanuman. Hanuman worshipped Rama. At some point, Rama worshipped Shiva. So, like you are asking which dharma you are. So, God doesn't have any dharma. Like Jyotiga Yaudu dharma, Yaudu Mata. Idu Hindu Jyotina, God also belongs to you. It's not Hindus' God. We are all souls. So as Bhagavad Gita also. So all the dharmas when started, there is a date.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. On this high note, I'm sure we would all want to hear more, but we will have a session soon later on. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you to all the sisters and everyone here today for peacefully sitting and helping us record.